Hello, Foundations of Literature. You made it to the end of week 1 in quarter 2. Way to go. So this is your last assignment of the week. Many of you have started this already. We've got a 2-part reader's response. Here is your analysis question. So that poem, The New Colossus, claims that the United States is very different. They welcome people. They are a beacon. They're like a refuge or a safe place. Okay. And that the United States is different from other countries because of this. So your question is this: do you think the United States really is different? Very relevant question today, right? If so, how? If not, do you think it could be? Remember this part of the question, it's important, okay? Before you start writing, I want to show you a tip that I often use in writing, which is something called they say, I say. This is just a really useful frame, I think, for myself when I'm responding to a question like this, where I need to refer to ideas from the poems. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how this works. Basically, it's saying this author says blank. I say blank. It's pretty straightforward. I want to show you how this can come into play. So looking at these slides, for example, we'll take a look at Etzel's, right? We could say something like this. Emma Lazarus claims that the United States is different because it is welcoming to everyone, even the unwanted. So they say this. For example, this, right? Then simply you just move into your explanation. I say, well, the United States has done the opposite. Right? That's not necessarily true, but it's if that's what you think, that's what you should say, right? So it's the poet says this, I say this. There are so many ways that you can frame your I say portion. I want to highlight one thing that Betsy did on her slide, which is use this question kind of in response to Emma Lazarus. So she's saying Emma Lazarus says, they say immigrants should be able to feel free. I say, how can they feel free in a country where they aren't accepted? So there's lots of ways to frame this, but as you're thinking about your writing, think about that format. The poet says this, I say this, right? And remember, you can refer to the I too poem as well, right? So maybe Langston Hughes says, we all dream of sitting at this table. I say, this is a great dream, but we're not there yet, right? So it's there's many ways you can use this. I'm seeing great analysis all over this document. So if you're feeling kind of stuck, this might be a good place to start. Okay, so that's part 1 of your assignment. Part 2 is this, a creative response. You've got 3 choices. You could write your own version of the Langston Hughes poem. I like that choice. Okay. You could make a vision board, an illustrated board with an idea of what you want the United States to be, right? So think to yourself, what are some pictures? What are some words? What are some phrases that represent my dream of America? This is one where we don't have a lot of rules. So this is one if you're a student who's I like to just do this very freely, this might be a good choice for you, right? Option C is this, okay? You're pretending you're the president. How can you write a speech saying what you want the country to be? And here's where I would go if you're looking at some of these options. This one, again, is much more open. If you're doing option A, there are some great versions of this already on the Jamboard. I want to show 2 that kind of take 2 different approaches. In this one, from Ada, there's kind of a more general approach, he is a father. We don't know specifically who she's talking about, which is great, right? You could also like write about yourself. I am a teacher. I am a woman, right? Like, so you can write about yourself. You could also be more specific, kind of like Aaliyah did, right? This is Rosa Parks. She too is America because, right? So it's, be creative here. And then if you choose to do that speech like the president, think about these questions like we see in the Flipgrid option. How do you think America should be defined? What is the American dream? What do you see that's a problem? How do you want it to change? Okay. If you have questions about any of these options, let us know. But this should give you all you need for a really high quality response. We're so excited to see your responses because we think there is a lot of room for some great ideas that I think probably this country really needs. Okay, go to it.